excuse the mess because it's been a pretty busy couple of days, as you can see behind me. There's yeah, it's a bit overdue for a bit of a cleanup. But yeah, last night I got the primer onto the roof. That's the epoxy primer. And just where the welds were, I like to put the fiberglass filler on. It's just got a bit of a better hold, and it's just going to stick over those welds a little bit better. So I'll put a little bit over here too. A bit just in those bits of pitted rust. I like to get that fiberglass in there. I just did give that whole thing a skim off, but to be clear, like a lot of that's actually going to sand off anyway. So I'm just going to let that sit for another couple of days while I get this door into primer tonight. So yeah, just motoring along. The inside of that door is already in primer, so that's looking pretty good. You may notice here that I actually deleted the doorknobs there, so I'm going to fit a central locking system to this car. However, with the driver's side door, I am actually going to keep just the barrel, so I'm going to keep the key barrel so you can unlock it by key. That's just going to be basically a fail-safe in case something does go wrong with the central locking system. You do have that last line of defense. You've got the key to sort of override it. Now, I don't know which ones of these I'm going to need or not need. So for now, I'm just going to prime over it. And when I don't actually have the mirrors that I'm going to be putting on this car. I haven't actually decided whether or not I'm going to put a passenger's side on or not. But that's going to be easy enough to do. Just weld up one little patch. I'm kind of on a mission. And I just want to get as much as I can into epoxy primer. So I'm not going to let a little weld up of a hole like that slow me down at this point. With the Torana, today I'm going to have a crack at this guard. I actually I picked this up last week, and considering the age and the price, that is one hell of a find. 400 bucks I got this guard for, and the condition is amazing. Lots of these, including the one that it's replacing, had a big section of rust down there. Mine was inner and outer. That's ultimately why I did decide to replace the panel, because I mean, it would have been a couple of $100 just in the
parts, and then I would have to try and weld it in and get it all right. But as you can see there, the inner's fine, the outer's fine. It's been covered in some kind of a fish oil, I think he said. He said like a fish oil and tea mix. So you can also see that that lip has been knocked over as well. So that's actually pretty cool. My guard isn't like that, so I might actually do that to mine just to allow me to fit some bigger rubber up under there if I need to at a later date. Apart from that, like even the original one of mine had big sort of holes of rust throughout here as well. I don't think I'm going to put the aerial back on mine, so I think I might even plug that hole up. But one thing, look, it might sound a bit rough, but I might want to put that aerial back in one day. So what I decided to do, you can get these really strong 2-pack epoxy glues, right? So it's really strong. So what I'm gonna do is cut a little patch of steel out. So get the 2-pack, clean it up, obviously both sides. And you can just like glue that patch in, fiberglass over the top. It sounds rough, but it's gonna stick really strong because of the nature of the products that I'm using. And then if I do ever decide that I do actually want to put that aerial back in, all you need to do is just have a good scrape up and you'll be able to clean it off and then obviously paint the guard again, but it's reversible. So that I might do that. I might weld it up, I might do that. I'll have a sort of a think about it, but yeah, just having fun, guys. This is also what I've been doing. Any of the deep dents in the panels, I've been putting that fiberglass filler in, as you can see here. So it has like a bit of a better hold. It's yeah, it's just sort of, I don't know, a bit more durable. It goes harder and it bonds better as well. So yeah, if there's any sort of really deep spots, I've found you're best off putting some fiberglass filler. This is the one that I've been using, so Car Finish Automotive. Spray Guns Direct did send this out for the purpose of review. So far, it seems fine. It seems, yeah, I actually prefer it than the U-Pole stuff, because the U-Pole stuff it's like too fibery. When you sort of spread it, like the fibers would actually pull, but yeah, I reckon that's some pretty good stuff. So anyway, let's get into this guard. And the first thing I'm gonna do is try and clean off all of that fish oil with a bit of thinners. Hopefully that's going to stop any gunking up of the sandpaper, any unnecessary gunking of the sandpaper. First thing, whack some gloves on. Then I will whack my respirator on because the thinners is pretty strong. That doesn't seem to be doing much, to be honest. Oh, maybe it is. Just give it a minute to sort of soak in. Yeah, that's getting it off. So I've got Tonus over here helping me out again on the Torana. Say hi, Tonus. And stop talking in that nasally voice this time.
Hello.
You're doing it again, stop it.
I can't really tell if I am or not, so until it's on YouTube.
No, I'm just joking. It's always the way when you hear yourself first time on camera.
You have a flat file?
A flat file?
Well, actually, can you pass me the Rolex?
Yeah. Do you need a new pad there? Or?
No, I should be right.
My eyes!
Safety first, eye shield thing there.
Yeah. So this is how the pros do it, guys.
I'm not a pro.
Tonus. Putting the big jigsaw puzzle back together.
See, if I weld this in now, then we're going to have problems here. So I got to
Yeah.
figure both of the bits of the jigsaw puzzle out
At the same time.
at the same, well, sort of at the same time. So
yeah, and part of this we actually had to cut that off there. So we have made like another piece to go into there. It's on the ground there.
this piece.
That bit there is going to do what we need it to do. Luckily on this side it wasn't as bad, we've still got that, so you know we kind of got a point of reference to sort of weld to. We know that that goes there, we know that that goes there. It's going to go in a little bit easier. But yeah, there's lots of different parts that have to go together. So you've got the back panel, upper, you've got the lower, you've got the tail light buckets, the tail light ends, and they've all got to go in, well, pretty much right. And we've also got this part here, which is what the boot closes onto.
So I just thought I'd throw in a quick clip of how far we've come. So I started this car about 6 months ago, and I found this bit of footage that I didn't use for whatever reason. So I thought I'd just throw it in at the end, just for shits and giggles. Anyway, I'd just like to say a big thanks for watching for the past year, and should be another big year next year. Can't wait to get some colour down on this thing. But at the end of the day, like, I'm enjoying doing the build, so, you know, like they say, good to have an end to journey towards, but the journey is more important than the end. So I am just enjoying the build, but as I say, like I say, a big Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks for all the views and comments and likes and shares and all that, and I will see you in the new year. Until next one, get out there and paint some shit. Gunman out.
Rightio, so I thought I'd just capture this moment and show you where I'm up to. So I got this car back here on the Saturday, and tonight is Wednesday night. So I've done a fair bit of work to it already. I've taken the rear bumper off and had a look at the back panel, and it is just toast. That's just totally done, as you can see there. But luckily, I found online a new back panel and even the buckets for the tail lights there. So we may have to do something around here on that quarter panel. I'm not sure exactly where that tail light panel stops, but I think it's sort of like somewhere around here. So we might have to sort of fabricate something for that quarter panel. But apart from that, yeah, it's not in the best way, but it's all kind of repairable. So on the Sunday, I actually found a new door. But yeah, that's obviously why I needed a new passenger side door. I've got a new driver's side one that I'm going to go pick up on Friday. This rear door, I might try and find another one for this rear door too, because that's pretty bad. Honestly, if it was just this, I'd probably repair it, because there's a couple of holes here, right? And it actually feels pretty solid there. So it hasn't started going right through yet, but here it has. So you'd like to repair this door, you'd have to cut like a patch out for the entire bottom of it, or at least most of it, which I may still do. But for now, I'll just chill on it and yeah, pull it off and just have a look at it and see if I can find one in good condition at an affordable price. If I can, I'll probably just replace the door.